Hey guys, today I wanted to show you how I beat Grandmaster Evandro Barbosa on my 10-hour stream. Yo, we are playing against a GM on like hour 9 and 30 minutes with 97% accuracy. He's number 6 in the world. And I beat him. We started with e4, one of the two best moves that you can start your game with. I guess I don't need to tell it to nobody. I guess you will know this. c5, we are going into the Sicilian defense, the most ambitious opening for black after e4. And now he played e6. You know, guys, I am not an e4 person. I play d4 a lot more. But I can play e4. The only problem is that I just don't know a lot of theory on e4. Especially on variations like e6. I know better dragon Sicilian or the neither of Sicilian because I just play them as black. So the only thing I know is that if he tried to play something like bishop b4, I always need to play bishop d3 to put pressure on the e4 pawn. Other than that, I don't know anything. Bishop to e3, bishop e7. We are all developing all of the pieces, right? White's advantage is that white has a little bit more advantage space on the middle of the chessboard. However, what black has is amazing open file and those three pawns that, we have advantage of pawns on the queen side, but we cannot really use it. Whenever I try to push the pawns, somehow they will end up captured probably or attacked by the rook. So I decide to play f4 because I need to grab some space. e5 is a powerful square for the knight, so I want to restrict the movement of his knight. Bishop d7, simple development. You see, he's a grandmaster. But what's good about grandmasters is that they don't care about crazy moves. They just prepare very simple moves, and they play simple chess, and that's how they win. So I said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And now, how are you gonna beat me? Bishop to d4, bishop to c6. He's already starting to put a little bit more pressure, and now, unfortunately, this is the reason why my accuracy dropped to 97%. I don't like it. It's because this bishop, I also felt it during the game. It belongs on d3, looking at the h7 square, and also working very well with the other bishop, and defending c2, and being defended by c2, and not blocking my rook. So many little nuances here. And yes, this rook wants to go to f3 and h3. So misplacement of this bishop, it's not super bad, but if you want to win with a grandmaster against a grandmaster, you need to be very accurate. Rook to d1, pawn to b4, that's the typical move. I was kind of angry that I wasn't able to play a4 and stop his pawn, but yeah, I just wasn't able to. And you shouldn't be angry in chess, right? You should just say, oh, okay, maybe I made a mistake, maybe I played something inaccurately, and you should focus on now, what's going on right now. So right now I'm trying to gain some space in the center still. Yeah, I mean, I didn't explain what's going on. He played b4 and attacked my knight, so I played e5 and attacked his knight. But the thing is, I couldn't just move away, because I would give him the advantage. Like, why would I put my knight back? I want to win this game, right? So what I did was play e5 and now counterattack. You take this, if you take this, I take this, right? And that's how it works. Bishop f3, rook f3, bc, ef, bishop takes f6, queen c3, and we end up in a heavy piece endgame. The only thing that really different for both of us is that I have 3 pawns on the queen side, and he has a pawn in the center, so he has stronger center, but he cannot really push this pawn and queen it because the king will help stop it. But these pawns, somehow get on the side of the chessboard, they might actually queen. So I played rook to c3, king to f2, bringing the king to the game. I imagine it being somewhere here. And now my first inaccuracy, I think. Because I just traded the rooks. My active rook for his less active rook. And yes, I'm highlighting this rook because we're actually trading for this rook. If you think about it, this rook disappears and this one appears, right? From this picture, c3 and a8 rooks disappeared, and now which rook was better? The white rook. So why did I exchange? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I should have just defended the rook with d3. And now takes, and my rook is on the open file, right? Okay, I played c3, blocked it. Why not pawn to b3? Because now, if he goes rook to c8, I'm not gonna play c4, right? So I gotta watch out. I gotta keep the pawns low, and I play rook to d2. And the move is also gonna be good in the future, just defending all those second rank pawns. King to e3, king to d4. Now he wants to go to c4, so I play b3. And the thing is, I am ready to play pawn to c4 this time, because the king is active. What does the Grandmaster do? Number 6 in the world. He counterattacks, right? If he doesn't counterattack, maybe these pawns are gonna get too active. So what he does is attacks here, king to d3, and again, it's a equal endgame, 5 pawns against 5 pawns. A rook endgame, it's a very drawish thing. But my pawns are on the queen side, so I have a little advantage, in my opinion at least. I take on d5, and here I thought that we are just going to trade the rooks, king to d3, e4, king e3, and then a3, and I think it was actually winning, but I don't want to check it with the computer. You guys can check it yourself. I think I'm winning because the king will need to catch up to his pawn, and I am faster taking those pawns. But anyway, that's the reason why he didn't trade, and he went for rook to b8. But this is a problem because now I created an outpost for my king. King to e4. Rook b4 loses instantly probably, because I can just play rook to c4. And a4, again rook to c6. Outposts. This pawn is helping a lot, and you know, guys, some of you might say, oh my gosh, you can sacrifice a pawn in the opening, you can sacrifice a pawn is nothing. No, a pawn is a powerful thing in chess, and you should utilize the power of them because they can really turn a game into a win. Now I'm a pawn up. Even on the stream I was saying, the position is so simple, but it is chess. And even with 4 pieces on the chessboard, 5 let's say, the position has so many possibilities and variations that it's still super difficult, and that's what I like about chess. Rook to d6. I'm just giving checks, to be honest. I didn't have an exact plan. I just wanted to feel what he's doing. I played rook to a6 and trying to take more pawns. And you know what? I think I will be successful at it. Rook to e3 doesn't work because the rook is too close. And that's what happened, to be honest. I played king to f4. Again, maybe he didn't expect that I'm gonna play king f4. Like, at this point in my mind, I just forgot about this pawn. This pawn is just a decoy. He needs to waste some time taking it. I'm gonna take those pawns. So now I play rook to a7, rook takes g7, rook takes h7. Super important move. I would give it double exclamation mark. That's because the rook is cutting off the king, and right now I will just be able to push those pawns with the help of my king. King to g4. I don't know if even I saw this during the game, but if I push the pawn, rook to f1, and it would be such a loss of the year, I think. Having such a good game against such a good player and blundering it like that, it would be sad. But happily, I could blunder like this against a 2000 rated player. But you know what? I rarely blunder against grandmasters and people who are a lot better in rating. because this game I was better than this player. Rook to a4, rook to f4, king to g3, king e5, rook f3, h4, rook g8, king h3, and now again I'm just keeping this rook on the f5 so the king just cannot enter the party. King g4, h5, king e5, king h4. We push we push the right pawn, the left pawn, we push the king, we push the right pawn, the left pawn, we push the king. h6, king h5, king g6, g5, and he said, okay, that's enough. GG. Yeah, because I'm just going to promote. And yes, guys, you can report me for this accuracy, or you can subscribe to me and we can create a very good community of chess players who want to improve. So the choice is yours. Let's make chess great again, and bye.